kill, gets another right there, splitting the block. Wagner with 17 kills on the night to lead Hawaii in that category, because this young lady, Kaylin Alexander, well, she was just a tad bit below Wagner in terms of kills. She had 15 kills, hit 281 on the night on 32 swings, couple of blocks, and a service ace. But for the Bruins, we start off with Leverett, who was just spectacular, particularly as the match wore on. Leverett just wore down the Hawaii block. She finished the night with 13 lucky kills on the night, and her teammate Iman Njai, she too had 13 kills, some of them very impressive. That one off the dig attempt that flies out of bounds, 13 kills, hit 295 to go along with 5 digs and a couple of service aces. But the story was Gracie Olsen. She was so hard to stop. In fact, well, she almost didn't get stopped at times tonight. Gracie Olsen, 16 kills, hit 364, 3 blocks as the Bruins knock off Hawaii in 4.
From Spectrum Sports, it's the Hawaii Honda Dealers post-game show.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. Scott, Dave, Ryan, Hawaii Falls for the second time this weekend, this time in 4 to UCLA. They finished 1-2 in the Outrigger Volleyball Challenge. They are now 5-3 on the season. The Bruins look like what we thought they would be. They look like they did the other 2 nights. I mean, they've been just consistently good.
Yeah, I think this is also a team that is finding themselves and making progress every single time they come out on the court. They look steady, of course, and times when they are challenged, they were able to respond. This is a Bruin team that I think will be contenders in their conference in the Pac-12 and will continue to play well, but really show their physicality tonight and some of the disparity between Hawaii's physicality and UCLA's.
Dave, your thoughts on tonight? What did you see from your vantage point?
UCLA played really well.
Yeah.
I thought they really handled the ball, and I thought maybe that would be what the Wahine could expose is their ball handling, but they passed well. Their big players passed well. Grace Olsen passed well, which I didn't think she might do. So I think that was the difference. UCLA played really well in the back row.
If you're Robin, what do you take away from tonight's match or this weekend?
Well, I think there's a lot of things that Wahine could do, and mainly it has to do with attacking the right players on the other side of the net. I don't think the Wahine attacked their setter much offensively. And then number 14 was clearly the weaker middle blocker on UCLA, and we didn't attack her enough. They set the ball to the left side, and Olsen was sitting there waiting for Amber and put lights out on Amber several times. So I think tactically, the Wahine can do a lot better and just have a better game plan as far as who to attack and when to attack them. I thought Amber should have run the 31 away from their big outside blocker, maybe 3 feet towards the center more. So, tactically, I think they have a long way to go, and they can get better at that.
Well, one of the things that we did see, though, maybe did you talk to Robin? Because we saw Kennedy Evans hitting threes, and you just talked about that. She found some success with some 3 balls, a little bit distance. Kennedy Evans actually ended the night with 5 kills, hitting 273. But we saw her hitting different types of sets tonight, and I think that's what Hawaii's going to have to do is find other ways to get these attackers different types of looks. We saw previews of it already this weekend with the addition and the usage of the back row attack. Something that we saw somewhat more of an out-of-system play, but more in-system this weekend. I think it's going to be things like that they're going to need to do. I also think Hawaii just needs to get more production out of the right side attack, and Hakas or whoever gets slid in there needs to have more opportunities to give and score points.
Hawaii beat a couple of tall teams in Northwestern and Pepperdine so far, but when they go up against taller, equally or maybe even a little more talented than them, they obviously struggle. Offensively, you try to maybe set the offense at a quicker pace because you're 5'10" outside hitters going against 6'3" blockers.
Well, actually, I've talked to Robin about that, and I think that she wants to go faster. She doesn't want to go as fast as Oregon was a couple of weeks ago, but faster, maybe get the outside hitters a little bit of a seam to hit. It depends on the setter.
Yeah. And the passing.
Well, the passing has to be good, but the setter has to be faster. I think Kate Long's used to setting the ball high, not really used to setting the ball in tempo, so that's something they can work on.
And traditionally, we haven't really seen a lot of a fast offense with this team, and especially when Robin has been here. I don't think they've run anything that quick. It's kind of been this same height. And even when you were, I mean, there was that 2004 team where we went really fast with Kanoi coming out setting, and we were setting really fast. But I think other than that, we haven't really seen that type of offense from this program.
We saw a little bit of a 6-2 there in that second set. Jackie Matias and Gershing coming in. What do you think about those options as well? I know you don't like the 6-2.
No, I don't like a 6-2, but I thought Jackie really added something to the offense. She sets a little quicker ball. We just need a little more production out of that person that comes in the front row.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that that's going to be something that the Wahine will continue to look at, especially if they have another arm on the outside and Hawaii gets stuck. We saw them actually struggle also in rotation 1 when Caitlin Alexander was in the right, and that's what happened in that first set. They could not get out of rotation 1. They stacked her to the left. They were still bringing her in for like a 2-ball as well, and so they're going to have to try to find ways to tie it out more efficiently, especially in the rotations where they get stuck in.
But think about what all this is doing. This is just going to get Hawaii, I think, really ready for the Big West Conference. I mean, they're 5-3, but those 3 losses are not bad losses. They lost to 3, I think, pretty good programs.
Well, here's what I was thinking, Scott. If the Wahine don't win the regular season or the regular season tournament, if they had a better record in the preseason, they could get in as a second team from the Big West. Now it's a little iffy with a loss to Liberty. It's not a good loss at all. But if they have to win that tournament, if they don't win, I think we're right on the bubble anyway.
Well, they got to take care of business next week as well. They go on the road for their final non-conference tournament of the season. Let's take a look at the numbers from tonight's match. UCLA downs Hawaii in 4 to claim the Outrigger Volleyball Challenge. And the hitting percentage, again, about an 80-point in favor of UCLA, 268 to 187. You see the other numbers, and Ryan, that has become one of the things, though. Hawaii hitting under 200 has been pretty routine these first 3 weeks.
Yeah, and really, though, when it comes down to it, it's just a few points. I mean, Hawaii was in there for, a lot of these sets. And just towards the end, they made some errors there. But yeah, the hitting percentage has to improve. And then the blocks, Hawaii getting outblocked 12 to 8. I actually thought it was actually going to be more in favor of UCLA. I'm surprised that it's only a difference of 4 blocks. I thought UCLA did a nice job of touching a lot of balls on the Wahine.
When you were coaching all those years, Dave, when they would hand you the stat sheet, what was the first thing that you would look at? I mean, what's the one thing you always looked at?
Ryan said the score.
Well, besides the score, I mean, can you look at this and kind of get an idea?
Usually the hitting percentage is something that tells the tale of the night. So I look at the hitting percentage too, and I think tonight tells the tale. The hitting percentage was too low for the Wahine.
How do they get their average back up, though, Ryan? Is it a combination of the talent that they've been playing, the good teams, or is it them still trying to figure things out? Because I can't remember a Wahine team that has been hitting this low.
Well, I mean, it comes down to just putting the ball away and being more efficient with doing so. I don't think that they're making a lot of errors. I think they're just taking a lot of attempts, which means that they're just going to have to be a much more efficient team. We're seeing a lot of tip balls, a lot of balls that just are adding on to the averages. And so it's just a combination of minimizing errors, but also being much more terminal.
Yep, well, the good thing is this is all non-conference. They still have one more. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But here tonight in the championship match of the Outrigger Volleyball Challenge, UCLA was better. They win in 4. We'll take a break, come back, and have more. There you see the final numbers tonight. Hawaii falls in 4 to UCLA. So let's look ahead now and see what's up in the upcoming schedule. We mentioned Hawaii heads out on the road. They'll head to Fort Worth for a tournament hosted by TCU, former WAC member. So Hawaii at one time used to play TCU in the conference. So it's TCU followed by Western Carolina and Florida State, and then Hawaii back home on the 22nd of September to begin conference play against CSU Bakersfield. So I know a lot of people probably been wondering, what has the conference been doing? Well, first off, we can tell you Hawaii was a near unanimous pick to win the Big West once again. Hawaii garnering 10 of the 11 first-place votes. Santa Barbara, Cal Poly, Long Beach State, and UC Irvine round out the top 5, with Cal Poly getting the other first-place vote. And then the standings of the Big West teams to this point. UCSB with the best record at 8-1. Hawaii sitting at 5-3. Cal Poly at 5-4, as well as UCSD. But you look overall at those records. Long Beach State had that big win against Texas to open the season. They're sitting at 3-4. You know, we talk about the RPI and the non-conference, and the reason why Hawaii has such a tough non-conference schedule is because the Big West will bring that RPI down, even if Hawaii wins.
Yeah, even if Hawaii wins, that could just. I think one of the things that Hawaii really needs to do is look at these next 3 games as some of the most important games of the season right now, knowing what has happened in these first few weeks and realizing that after this last weekend and these non-conference opponents, that they're not really going to be tested all that much. And so in order to just kind of boost their resume and get these wins would be a significant help for this team, knowing that things will probably drop as they continue to move through the conference.
Well, I kind of disagree with you, Ryan. There's a couple sleepers in the Big West this year, even though they were down on the standings. One of it's UC Davis.
I was going to say, yeah.
UC Davis has a couple of wins.
Bad.
One win against Arizona, a Pac-12 team, and the other one's Long Beach State, who beat Texas. So they've got to be, a threat to Hawaii. So not only UCSB, they're going to be really good at 8-1. They were really good last year. We struggled with them last year, and so. We have to really concentrate on next week, like Ryan said, because TCU is a really good team, and Florida State is
Florida's
really good
yeah.
too. Yeah.
Hey, how big are those? Because we get back to the RPI and the reason why this non-conference schedule is put together. Getting some wins on the road would be really big for UH.
Yeah, anytime you can win on the road. And we haven't really seen how this team, they haven't been tested on the road yet. Traditionally, Hawaii teams do pretty well, women's volleyball, playing on the road. But they are going to Texas. Again, the Big West is only a plane ride away. This will be a little further. And so we'll see how they adjust and make those adjustments this early on in the season and playing on the road for the first time.
Dave, aren't you glad you don't have to go to Fort Worth? Remember all those days?
Fort Worth. We had a good time at Fort Worth. Got a lot of good restaurants and bars.
All righty, let's take our final break. We'll come back, have some final thoughts, wrap things up. Corner, Hawaii falls in 4 to UCLA as the Bruins claim the Outrigger Volleyball Challenge. So as we mentioned, Hawaii 5-3. They end this homestand before heading out on the road and beginning Big West play. Give me one positive, or I'm sure there's more than one, but give me one aspect of the team that you've seen through the first 3 weeks that you really like and think they can build on.
I think they can build on the ball control. They've got really good ball control. I like the libero. I like the way they play the game. I think the hitters were really good later in the tournament. I think they've got a big upside still.
I think one of the biggest things the biggest difference that I'm seeing also just from this season compared to last season is their ability for the hitters to hit some out-of-system balls. I mean, some of these attackers are going after some high sets, and they were cracking it tonight and really putting pace on it, where in the past, I think in years past, they would roll shot or tip it. They are being much more aggressive, and I think that shows the maturity of the outside hitters, that they're able to take quality swings. I think that was a huge thing for the team, knowing that this is a UCLA team that's big, physical, and used to playing some of the other top teams. And Hawaii was right there. I mean, every set, it was neck and neck, and so there's a lot to build on, knowing that Hawaii was so close against UCLA.
They need more production out of the second middle. They need more production out of the right sider. If they can get that, then they'll be in more games. They'll be able to spread the sets around. Right now, they're really dependent on 3 players. They really need to be dependent on all 5 on any given night.
Well, Dave, this is your final game for right now. You may be back with us later on this season, I'm not sure, but it's been a blast working with you the last 4 matches. Did you have fun?
Scott, you're the man. I'm really amazed at what you can do. With no notes. He has no notes, and he just does it. So I love being with you, and I hope to be back.
Yeah, I hope so too. And it's always good to have your nice son with you too, right? Did you give him back the clipboard?
No, I still have it. It's a collector's item. Yeah, I actually might have you sign it, and then it'll be worth even more.
Just don't put it on eBay, okay? All right.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll give you the cut. There we go. We'll split it.
It's always fun having Dave and Ryan, of course, and especially we want to say thank you to our terrific, outstanding Spectrum Sports crew. They've had a long but very successful weekend. From our broadcast partners, Ryan, and Dave. I'm Scott. Until next time, we bid you aloha and a good evening from Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center in Manoa.